Greatest thing in life is experience. Even mistakes have value. One of the greatest discoveries a person makes, one of their great surprises, is to find they can do what they were afraid they couldn't do. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. The only thing you can give a man without hurting him is an opportunity. An imitation may be quite successful in its own way, but imitation can never be success. Success is a first-hand creation. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. There is joy in work. There is no happiness except in the realization that we have accomplished something. Greatest thing we can produce is character. Everything else can be taken from us, but not our character. The best way is always the simplest. The attics of the world are cluttered up with complicated failures. You don't have to hold a position in order to be a leader. The basically simple things are best, whether it's automobiles or diets or philosophy. The depression was just a state of mind. It is over for everyone who has changed his state of mind. It has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. Two classes of people lose money: those who are too weak to guard what they have, those who win money by trick. They both lose in the end. Hard knocks have a place and value, but hard thinking goes farther in less time. The man who will use his skill and constructive imagination to see how much he can give for $1, instead of how little he can give for $1, is bound to succeed. Chop your own wood and it will warm you twice. An idealist is a person who helps other people to be prosperous. A market is never saturated with a good product, but it is very quickly saturated with a bad one. Enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hopes shine to the stars. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. As we advance in life, we learn the limits of our abilities. Don't find fault, find a remedy. Anybody can complain. I cannot discover that anyone knows enough to say what is and what is definitely not possible. There is no man living who isn't capable of doing more than he thinks he can do. Most people think that faith means believing something. Oftener it means trying something, giving it a chance to prove itself. You can't learn in school what the world is going to do next year. The most dangerous notion a young man can acquire is that there is no more room for originality. There is no large room for anything else. If money is your hope for independence, you will never have it. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability. I do not believe a man can ever leave his business. He ought to think of it by day and dream of it by night. It is not the employer who pays the wages. Employers only handle the money. It is the customer who pays the wages. The highest use of capital is not to make more money, but to make money do more for the betterment of life. To do more for the world than the world does for you, that is success. If the people really set their minds on anything, it is impossible to prevent their getting what they want. We don't want tradition. We want to live in the present, and the only history that is worth a tinker's damn is the history we make today. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Henry Ford, July 30th, 1863 to April 7th, 1947, was an American industrialist, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, and sponsor of the evolution of the assembly line technique of mass manufacturing. Although Ford did not invent the automobile or the assembly line, he developed and manufactured the first automobile that many middle-class Americans could afford. In doing so, Ford converted the automobile from an expensive curiosity into a practical conveyance that would deeply impact the landscape of the 20th century. His introduction of the Model T automobile revolutionized transportation and American industry. As proprietor of the Ford Motor Company, he became one of the richest and best-known people in the planet. Thanks for watching. If you like, please share and subscribe.